I know that you've been working diligently to drive sustainability into everything that Novelis does. And I do know, looking at some of the things you're working on, that it is the ambition of Novelis to be the world's leading provider of low carbon, sustainable aluminum solutions. Can you just tell us some more about the life cycle benefits of aluminum versus maybe other materials?
Yeah. So first and foremost, like I think what everybody could and should know is that aluminum is infinitely recyclable, right? It's means that it can be recycled over and over and over again without losing any of its original performance properties. And a fun fact that I love, that I first learned when I got here, was that 75% of the aluminum that has ever been recycled is still in use today, which is pretty phenomenal. And also from an energy perspective, when you recycle aluminum, it uses 95% less of the energy that would be required if you processed it from primary aluminum. So when you look at it from a life cycle perspective, there's a tremendous benefit in leveraging, aluminum, particularly when it's recycled. I think another fun fact too is, throughout the recycling process, which, allows us to, recycle products like beverage cans and even have them back on store shelves as little as 60 days. And so to continue that process over and over and over again is, why we are becoming, and I think we are, a material of choice. And, we're actually seeing and enjoying the increased demand as a result of the sustainability attributes, of recycled aluminum. We are the world's largest, like I said, recycled aluminum. To give you a fun fact, another one, I love fun facts. We recycled 82 billion used beverage cans last year. That's remarkable to me. And seeing more and more of how we can enable other customers, like our automotive, particularly as they're going into EVs. It's a lightweighting opportunity, and so we're enabling them to get more out of their vehicles as well. So again, really, really excited about the opportunity that we have to continue to grow and do so in a sustainable way.
Yeah, that's excellent. And that is a tremendous statistic in terms of getting all those used beverage containers back and everything like that. I was curious. I know that, with aluminum being infinitely recyclable and a major part of, I'd say, the circular economy, are you seeing more interest from some of the customers that you're dealing with in terms of getting the aluminum back and putting, going for higher recycled content materials that you send back to them? Or where do you see that going in terms of continuing to drive the circularity of the aluminum?
Yeah, that's a great question, because you're absolutely right. There, customers are coming to us in all different sectors and saying, how can we, reduce the carbon of our products even more? And so, usually the first question is, if they don't already have a closed loop production system, with us, how might we do that? Because one of our there's sort of 5 key areas in our decarbonization strategy, one of which is to maximize circularity. And we can do that in 2 key ways. One, again, is through production scrap, where we have the world's largest, actually, with Ford at the moment, and seeking other ways that we can engage other OEMs in also creating those closed loop systems so we get more of their production scrap back, but also importantly at the end of life. So how do we increase the amount of the aluminum alloys that at the end of the day, when a car is scrapped, how can we get those back in a way that we can put them back into and truly close the loop? So we've been investing in some really kind of cool technology to enable that, like segregation. There was actually a recent press release where we announced a minor investment in a company called Sortera that's going to enable us to do just that. So how do we get more end-of-life automobile scrap back into products, again, to increase recycling rate and to further reduce that carbon footprint?
Yeah, that's great. And I know in my mind, I just automatically thought, okay, a vehicle goes to its end of life or end of use, and it goes to some scrap yard. Maybe a bunch of parts are recovered from that. And intuitively, you would think that those materials then would be coming back to Novelis or others. And I was surprised to hear that it's not that easy. So it's good to hear that you're investing in the infrastructure to make sure you're getting those materials back.
Yeah, that's actually something that I'm still learning about and trying to figure out the sort of the ecosystem that will enable that and allow that to happen. And because when you hear 95% of a car that's scrapped is recycled, but it's downgraded right into lower sort of value products, and the intent then for circular economy is to keep those in flow at the highest value use possible, right? And so we need to get just the aluminum alloys, right? And being non-ferrous, we can't just use magnets to get them out. We have to use this really cool new technology to be able to separate it and get it back. So it was a bigger challenge than I originally thought as well. But kudos to Novelis and the company that we're figuring out ways to do that in innovative ways.